Hi and welcome to All Nights Film Magazine. Let's take a look at some of the movies that made up to the 6th day of the Karlovy Vary Film Festival 2011. John Agamfra has created a documentary essay about immigrants of different races who come to Britain after the Second World War. In his film, he combines archive material with shots of the Alaskan winter wilderness. Aphorisms from Homer, Shakespeare and Joyce, as well as from the authors of different cultural spheres, give a new dimension to the contemplative passive images. The soundtrack has a corresponding diversity with works from Franz Schubert, Lisa Gerrard and even the Indian folk melodies. The individual film chapters are dedicated to the Nine Muses, while a determining role is played by their mother, Mnemosyne, a personification of memory in Greek mythology. And it is she who invoked again and again by means of associative images, in which the harmonizing element of water plays a key role. This does not, however, detract from the urgency of the images and foreigners in a foreign land, burdened by feelings of alienation, subjection, and endless drudgery in the authoritarian white society.
Of man's first disobedience, and the fruit of that forbidden tree, was mortal taste brought death into the world and all our woe. With loss of Eden, till one greater man restore us, and regain the blissful seat. Sing, heavenly muse, that on the secret top of Oreb or of Sinai didst inspire that shepherd who first taught the chosen seed in the beginning how the heavens and earth rose out of chaos. Say first, what cause moved our grandparents in that happy state, favoured of heaven so highly, to fall off from their Creator and transgress His will for one restraint, lords of the world besides? Who first seduced them to that foul revolt? The infernal serpent. He it was whose guile stirred up with envy and revenge deceived the mother of mankind. What time his pride had cast him out from heaven with all his host of rebel angels, by whose aid aspiring to set himself in glory above his peers, he trusted to have equalled the Most High if he opposed. And with ambitious aim against the throne and monarchy of God raised impious war in heaven and battle proud with vain attempt. Him the almighty power hurled headlong flaming from the ethereal sky with hideous ruin.
29 March 1987, director Václav Kardanka reconstructs a single day in communist Czechoslovakia as he himself has experienced as a 14-year-old boy. Adolescent Vasek accompanies his determined mother as she tries to gather all the necessary documents and permits which allow them to both travel outside the Iron Curtain. His mother spends every spare minute writing to her husband, who recently emigrated for the political reasons to Great Britain. Yet an intense, unexpressed bond continues between her and her son. In this stylistically and formally exceptional piece, the debuting filmmaker hardly makes any references to period lifestyles or actualities, thus shifting the story towards the realm of abstract existential drama. The economical, finely aroused narrative of a divided family examines the spiritual message pervading their sense of nostalgia and yearning. The film was screened in the Forum section and selected for the Best First Feature Award in this year's Berlinale. It also picked up the Golden Kingfisher Award at the Finale Pleasant. It's a wonder that more post-apocalyptic films like Mad Max aren't shot in Detroit. Derelict houses lining empty streets in the center of town, abandoned by more than half the population, where you're more likely to come across pit bulls than cars. It's simply the perfect location. Yet in the past, Detroit was a highly productive bastion of American industry, and people certainly didn't have anything to complain about, as we'll see from the archive footages in the spellbinding documentary by French director Florent Tillion. The guides on this hypnotic journey through contemporary Detroit are people from the walks of life, a local philosopher, a pianist, a stray dog catcher, and even a guy who can fix practically anything. The polished visual compositions from this ghost town, together with subtle soundtrack and intriguing characters, make a truly unique picture.
Detroit experience. You gotta sneak into the train station, otherwise you're not a man or whatever. So, and then since then I've been inside of this place, I don't even know how many times. Really, I've seen every room and every floor, but
after the breakup of USSR, Moscow opens its doors to foreign investors. Finding a career is primarily a question of making clever use of an opportunity. Babylon Tatarsky starts out as a tobacconist, but an encounter with a former classmate leads him to the world of advertising. Pepsi-Cola, Sprite, Parliament cigarettes, such products need to reach the consumer fast. Babylon turns out to be good at his job, and he gradually finds his way into the kind of public relations which serves out to promote not only goods but people in social roles as well. In addition to the gloss of success, however, he is also driven by his passion for Near Eastern mythology and experience heightened through use of hallucinating substances. This open-handed adaptation of Victor Pelvin's cut postmortem novel caused a major stir after its screening in Russian cinemas. One reviewer declared, "This film successfully blows out your mind."
И там они томятся в отчаянии, ибо Господь с поколением праведников.
Каждый человек, который все схватывает на лету, должен быть готов к тому, что когда-нибудь на лету схватит и его самого.
Моим коммерсантом был, когда ты еще коз в горах пас.
Я в горах не коз пас, а козлов.
А какое отношение все это имеет к рекламе?
А ты вывеску видел на нашей конторе? Институт пчеловодства. А мы тут вроде как причем.
Запускаем дизель-частушки. Мы с Иваном Ильичем работали на дизеле. Я мудак, и он мудак. У нас дизель спиздили. Молодежь наша.
Ты одного не понимаешь. Одного.
Политик — это телепередача.
Мы же агитаторы и пропагандисты.
В море рекламы очень легко заблудиться.
Боишься? Не боись, это все туфта.
One of the score competition films screened at the recent Cannes Festival, Michael describes the last 5 months of 10-year-old Wolfgang and 35-year-old Michael's involuntary life together. Renowned casting director Marcus Linzer said that he acquired the necessary self-confidence to embark upon his directorial debut after completing the work on Michael Haneke's The White Ribbon. The casting of a 10-year-old boy and his preparation for the role was an important element for his extremely disturbing film, which describes without traces of emotion or sentiment the daily life of a young man who feigns a family and partnership idyll with an unwilling boy. Schleinzer focuses on the attention primarily on the title character, a respectable employee of an insurance company who seriously maintains appearances of a normal lifestyle while attempting to cover up on his ongoing crime. The largely static shots from the cold detached camera lens conveys no more than is absolutely necessary for an understanding of the plot. Such directorial reserve, which adds to the credibility of the film and gives a greater impact, also dominates the outstanding performances of the central characters.
Es soll mehr davon geben, heißt es. Aber die brennenden Einspeisetarife würden den Bau von Windrädern für viele Betreiber unrentabel machen.
That's all we have for you in this edition of All Lights. We'll be back shortly with some more films releasing this year. Stay tuned.